Good morning, everybody. My name is Mike Ray. I'm the Director of Business Development for BidSpeed. Welcome to the SBA Teaming Pilot Program Sources Sought webinar. Our topic today is A&E IDIQ for the VA Butler Healthcare Center. Also on the line today I have Jeff Krause, who's a consultant for LSI, and he'll be doing the briefing on the sources sought. But a few house cleaning items. The phone lines will not be on due to background noise and hold music. We will be taking questions either through the chat system or you can email them directly to us and we will respond. We are recording this webinar. I will be emailing a link later today which will take you to the opportunity and you'll see here in a little bit the recorded webinar, the PowerPoint presentation that you're about to see, and then the template that Jeff will be talking about. So, and with that, I'm going to turn this over to Jeff, Jeff of LSI.
Good morning, everyone. Glad everyone could be on with us today. The agenda we're going to be going through today, we're going to talk about an overview about the SBA Teaming Pilot Program and an overview of LSI. Then we're going to review the sources sought and instructions regarding this solicitation that Mike told you about. And then there'll be a BidSpeed demonstration after that, and after that there'll be a summary and we'll close. With that, before I go into the SBA Teaming Pilot Program, let me give you a little bit about my experience. I'm an engineer by trade. I worked at Tinker Air Force Base for about 28 years here in Oklahoma, but I do have contracting officer experience also, and I handled a number of major contracts as far as program management and working on source selections for those contracts while at a Tinker. So I have contracting officer experience and have worked with a number of contracting efforts at Tinker Air Force Base. A little bit about the SBA Teaming Pilot Program. It was a grant that was given to LSI to help to form and facilitate small businesses being able to team together to go after large federal contracts. Some small businesses have a little bit of a issue as far as going after the contract, so that this helps to facilitate that and helps for these companies to team together to have a better advantage as far as winning the contracts. It's for basically larger items, but larger contracts, but helps any contract effort that the teams feel like that they can go after and win. As far as an overview about LSI, LSI is a national consulting company with over 40 years of business development experience in DoD and federal procurement activities. We have 400+ consultants nationwide in 35 locations. Our core competencies are life cycle business development consultation, and that includes all the areas that go into that, including program support, proposal development, strategy process, capture, and training. We're headquarters in Layton, Utah, and the office I'm speaking from is our Midwest City, Oklahoma regional office located at the Tinker Business and Industrial Park. With that, let me go into the sources sought that we're talking about today, which is the VA Butler Healthcare Center IDIQ. An IDIQ is an indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity contract that basically is a contract that has a max value on it, and delivery orders will be issued against that contract throughout the life of the contract itself. This particular contract deals with construction, and there's a number in the solicitation. There was a number of items that were brought up as far as what type of task orders will be issued against this IDIQ. I would strongly recommend any company interested in pursuing this to look at those in great detail. There's also a little bit of a unique thing about this contract. This contract is actually a two-phase effort when it comes to awarding the company that wins this contract. The first phase has to do with, and it says in here, it says phase 1 of this contract will be an evaluation that will result in the narrowing of offers to a maximum of 5 firms, and those 5 firms will be selected by reviewing a submitted compliance standard form 330. The standard form 330 is a form that the government has decided to use as the basis to pare down companies who want to go after this down to 5 firms that they're going to look at in detail. So so as far as submission is concerned, the standard form 330 is really the primary document that you need to look at. You need to look at that in detail, and you need to go through that form and all of the things about that. Time won't allow me to do that right here, but it's very important to understand all of the things that go into that standard form 330. Once the government selects those 5 firms, they will go into an interview process with those 5 firms, and the solicitation determines what are going to be asked during those interviews, and that'll be set up later on. But in order to get to that, you must go through that standard form 330 process as far as submission to the government. That standard form 330 is due to the government on August the 20th, and there's a certain time there, and it's very important to meet that time frame and the requirements for submission of that standard form 330 to the government. There has been a template that has been set up, a response template has been set up by LSI, and I would strongly recommend that everyone look at that response template as far as submission to the government and as far as responding back. And again, make very sure that you look at the requirements of that standard form 330 and all the requirements that go into that. Part of the SBA Teaming Pilot Program allows LSI to review some of these documents and so forth if you have any kind of issues on that as far as response. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Mike and let him proceed.
Great, thanks, Jeff. Yes, also part of the SBA Teaming Pilot Program is included is the BidSpeed software. BidSpeed software is a government opportunity management system. We help small businesses identify federal opportunities. We help you manage the proposal process, and then if there's electronic response, we can help you facilitate the response. Most people are interested in what databases we're connected to. We have the FBO, which is all federal opportunities above 25,000 that are not classified or on an IDIQ or a GWAC. We also have the DIB system, which is the DLA's bid board system. This is more commodity-driven items. And we also have the SBIR, STTR database for your research development grants. For award data, we have the Federal Procurement Data System in there, and you can look up past awardees and so forth. And with that, I'm going to escape over to, if you have not signed up for the SBA Teaming Pilot Program, please come to sbateaming.com, and you scroll down here just a little bit. There's a place to sign up. If you sign up, this allows you to have access to the resources of LSI, that's reviewing your capability statement or reviewing your responses before you submit them. And then also to be aware, we have upcoming webinars is down here on the bottom left-hand side. These are live events here in the center, and then on the right-hand side are all the past webinars that we have done in case you've missed one and would like to see what it was about. So with that, as I mentioned, I will be sending a link today. It'll look very similar to this one right here. This is the sign up for this webinar. But you'll get a link like this. You'll click on it. It will take you into the BidSpeed software. You'll probably have to log in with your password and your email address. But once you've logged in, it'll take you right into the opportunity. And this is the one we're briefing on today. As you'll notice, this is very similar to the FBO data. This is an opportunity. It's an advertisement at this point. Nothing you can really do with it. But let's say the first thing I would do is, if you plan on responding, is hit the big green add button. And you'll see a few things change once you've added it to your pipeline. One, these buttons up here will appear. These are ones that are connected to today's webinar. This is the webinar that will be uploaded here shortly after this. This is the PowerPoint presentation, and then we also have the template, and we'll take a quick look at the template. This is the template LSI has put together. Two things to note: the yellow sections need to be deleted, and your company information needs to be inserted there. And then on the red sections, it's just informational purposes. It needs to be deleted before submitting it. Just informational. So that is the document. You can hopefully complete that, and then you can have LSI review it for you. As you'll notice, that also once we've clicked on that add button, things have changed here. We can now actually work on this opportunity. We can set a priority. I'm going to set a high because I'm going to respond to it. You'll notice that the status is new. It's new in my pipeline. There's no site visit. No internal response date's been set, August 20th. I have a reminder set for 3 days. You can set that for whatever you like, from 1 to 10, or you can turn it off. I'll set it for 3 days. Remind me to send it to LSI and have them review it. Also, you'll notice this is the basic information from FedBizOps. But then down here below, we have a document management system. I'll show you how that works in just a minute. You can add notes to this opportunity. You can pass people through this system. The contacts, we bring in the contracting officer into a full CRM. If you click on the person, brings up their information, such as their contact information, what opportunities that we are tracking with them. Actually, we've had this contracting officer before when we briefed Building 8. You can see all the other opportunities this contracting officer has out on the street. Typically, contracting officers tend to buy similar products or services, so there's another way to find opportunities. So with that, I'm going to get back into the opportunity. To do the document management, you download that form, and I will be sending out the SF330 with that link later today. So let's say you fill out that SF330 and you filled out your template, and you come in here, you hit response, give it a title. The document's going to be my response document. Typical filing system, you hit the little paper and go out and find your document. I'm just going to use this as an example as my document. And then you just hit save. And then what happens, it comes up into our document management system. We index it. Everybody's working on the same document, so we're not emailing it around trying to figure out who did the last update. So we can all work on the document here. Let's say we've completed it. In this one, they said that we need to convert it to a PDF, especially the SF330. So you've converted it to a PDF, you've uploaded it, and let's say we're ready to go. So now for the electronic response for Linda, you come up here and hit the respond button. Once you hit the respond button, it'll start to create the template for us, our electronic. Brings in the subject line, brings in the person we're sending to, Linda. I'm going to actually change this. I don't want to send her anything today. Under my account, I have set up that I'm a competitive 8A. You'll see that this is brought into our electronic email. Your capability statement or one of your documents you can upload through here. I'm just going to say, I'm just going to use this as an example. This could be your SF330 document, and then my response to my questions will be my template from LSI. So those will be my two documents. Then you come down to this template and hit standard sources sought response. Tell me it's about to switch my email. And we'll create the cover letter for you. We'll bring in Dear Linda. 3 important statements here. One is who we are, what we're responding to, and what classification we're responding to. This is the competitive 8A. I'm asking for a set-aside. My second statement line is that we're a small business with this NAICS code. You need to make sure that this NAICS code's in your SAM registration, and that we're U.S. owned and we have whatever certifications we have. If you don't have any certifications, don't worry. Email is very easy to edit. So let's say we don't have a certification. And then the last statement, which is very important, that for them to consider this an official request for a set-aside, whatever classification we've asked for, and that if we do set it aside, that we will submit a formal response. Then it brings in all the other basic information that they always request, point of contact, cage code, DUNS, URL, etc. So now you've attached the documents, you've read it over, it looks good. We want to send the electronic response. Just hit send. It's about to tell me it's actually going to send it. Luckily, we've changed the email address. And so now it's actually sent it out. You'll notice that we've come back to the opportunity. Our status is now responded unconfirmed. We've responded, and we've created a couple tasks, best practices here. We've created 2 tasks. You can create as many tasks as you want, but we've created 2 based on this response. The first one's going to send you an email tomorrow, remind you to follow up and confirm that they've received your response. A lot of program managers are now sending out emails preempting this. So however you confirm it, I'm going to say I confirmed it by phone, refresh it, and then you'll notice my task has been deleted. And I have one more task. It's going to remind me in 2 weeks by email again to follow up and find out if this was set aside, and if it was, if they've assigned it a new solicitation number. And with that, that is how to respond through the BitSpeed software. And let me switch back over to our presentation. And with that, we do We do hope that everybody responds. This is the best way for small businesses to influence federal procurement strategy. The rule of two. If we can get 2 8As, 2 small businesses, 2 women-owned that are capable of responding to these opportunities, then they will set it aside. They're actually, by law, have to set it aside if they get 2. And so we please ask everybody to respond through the system, and then we can track this. If you have any questions for LSI, we would like to have them review your responses or your SF330, please contact Alicia Pearson. Her phone number and email address is listed here. If you have any questions about the software, either how to set up searches to find other opportunities, how to do electronic responses, how to manage your pipeline, please give us a call, and our phone number is right there. And then if you find this program of value, please let the SBA know. This is funded by a grant by the SBA. And we hope that you all participate. And with that, we thank you for attending today, and have a great day.